Hi, today I want to show you how to evaluate and analyze while writing a literature review. Basically, we begin with defining the topic. Now, you will define the research topic, what is it you're looking to explore, and you determine the problem, the significance of this problem, what are you looking to explore. Here, for example, in this example, it was the impact of service learning curricula on undergraduate university students. And at this point, you already did this part, you defined the topic, but you still did not specify what is the research question. What is it you're really looking to search for or explore? So you have to write a specific question to guide your research. Here, for example, how has related to this topic, how has service learning curricula impacted undergrads in American universities since 2000? So it is more specific. You created the context, the time, and place. So that's how you make your research question more specific by defining where and who is involved there. And you already looked for articles and synthesized from articles, looking for the main points, conclusions, strengths, and weaknesses of each paper. And now it's time to assess how each source relate to other sources, and you will start grouping these sources by the theme or by the topic or the methodology, and then try to critically evaluate each one. So how to critically evaluate this is done by adding few sentences. You will see how in the next section. Now the next part will be about the thesis statement. Now, most of you will have the same thesis statement, which might be about the causes, effects, or preventions of a certain problem. It is the theme that you're addressing in your synthesis. So this is what really makes your thesis. So the thesis statement should contain the focus for your literature, as well as the main supporting points you found in this literature. Now, you're ready to be writing your literature review. Usually we have one paragraph for the introduction, 3 paragraphs for the body, of course, depending on the themes that you mentioned in the thesis statement. So if you were gonna talk about the causes, effects, and preventions, then you will have 3 paragraphs for the body, and 1 for the conclusion. You have to include the summary, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. It can be a few paragraphs or as long as 1 chapter. Okay, so you can put the literature review as a whole chapter. Now, as we said, the literature review can range from, let's say, 800 to 1000 words in the case where you have 3 articles as a reference, or it can range from 1250 to 1500 words if you have 5 articles or more. because you see the introduction alone should be about 250 words, because you need to explain in details the topic and the research topic, and you should clearly state the problem and its significance, why is it important to you and to the rest of the world. So it should be about 250 words. And then you develop the body, as we said, if you're gonna have the 3 themes, so it can range from 600 to 800 words, and you can include about 100 words for the conclusion. Okay, so basically in the literature review you will learn to summarize, synthesize, analyze, and evaluate. These are the 4 main skills that you need to know. Now, with the summary, you all know how to state the main points of a research paper. It's like briefing it and basically quoting from it. So you're briefly stating the arguments and the main points of a research paper. But the next level is to synthesize. Okay, what's meant by that is that you need to start combining ideas in order to form an integrated theory or system through critical evaluation. You should try to either show the relationship between authors' findings, whether it's the same, it's different, when adding to one another. Okay, this is the synthesis. You try to show a relationship between quotes, between the first author and the second, between the finding of the first and the third author, between the second and the third, and so on. You are building the relationship here. So this is the synthesis. You're not just briefing and summarizing the findings of the paper. You have to move it to the second level. Okay, and with the analysis part, you already did this part when during your oral presentation of the previous homework. So you are already capable of analyzing a text or data that you got. So you look at the elements or the structure of the thesis, and you will state whether it's good. The factors, did they really tackle all the factors? Was something missing in the factors? Okay, so you might say that all factors were mentioned, yet they didn't consider it from Lebanon's perspective. Okay, so regarding at this level of the analysis, you know that the analysis is in the body paragraph. It needs to be positive. You need to show that all the elements were there, positive findings, because only in the conclusion we will highlight the limitations and the shortcomings. Okay, so in the 3 addressed themes in the body section, maybe talking about the causes, effects, and preventions, you should mention that you believe that the ideas mentioned were accurate and valid, well structured, sufficient, okay, well developed. So this is you stating the evaluation. Okay. Now we will read a very short literature review, beginning with the thesis statement. Remember that the thesis statement comes at the end of the introduction, but here the introduction is skipped and we jump directly into the thesis statement. So here, let's read the thesis statement. It's about the same topic mentioned earlier: service learning programs implemented in American undergraduate universities since 2000 have not only proven beneficial to the individuals or organizations, but also for the participating students by offering opportunities for academic, emotional, and social growth. So here this author is going to address 3 themes: the academic, emotional, and social growth. So you see it's clearly mentioned in the thesis statement. Okay. Now we will begin the body of the literature review, and you should start with the topic sentence. You see, he started this author with prior studies have identified many benefits for education institution. Okay, so this is the topic sentence. Okay, we begin the literature review body with a topic sentence. Okay, it can be, for example, based on previous literature, prior studies, and etc. And since this author is claiming that this research is based on prior studies, okay, so now he should start supporting it with previous studies and start synthesizing. So he will state, these benefits include positive perceptions of the university by the community, and here he mentioned the first source, then stated another benefit, which is enhanced student retention rates, and also stated another source, positive teaching and learning outcomes, another source, and increased opportunities for the meaningful research, and here is the source. So here he mentioned 4 sources, all identifying the benefits for educational institution. So he grouped the findings from these papers or previous literature review or previous literature talking about the benefits for education institution. It was grouped in one paragraph. So here he gave a summary of key research on the topic, okay, and he synthesized, okay, grouped them in a nice way. Okay, so so far it's clear that this author is sharing his quotes from previous literature. Okay, next, in this next paragraph, he mentioned that in the study and related research, he also had a quote from a previous study. And then he stops here and mentions the word ultimately. Okay, so what can we understand? What does it really stand for, this word ultimately? You need to know that it is one of the attitude markers. So it shows the attitude. So instead of the author here writing I believe or I think, okay, he chose a meta discourse word, trying to show that this is his voice. So this word specifically shows that now the actual researcher or author is contributing to the field and not just quoting from previous studies. You can use other words to show your attitude, such as fortunately, unfortunately, it seems, it sounds, it looks like, it's clear that. So any of these markers will signal that you're contributing to the field. Because while you're writing, you should not write words like I believe or I think. So you want to give your opinion, your evaluation, your assessment without stating it clearly that I'm the one saying this. Okay, so by using the word ultimately, we can see that this person will start an evaluation and share his opinion or contribution to the field. So you see this part, okay, it is evaluation and application to this topic. He mentioned that service learning stimulates student learning and engages students in their surrounding communities. Okay. Now, with the part here, these types of projects allow students to utilize material learned in the classroom to improve social conditions. So this sentence shows that you're trying to evaluate and assess this idea what do these factors lead to? What does it stand for? So this last part was analysis. Okay, what's the point? Okay, so here also you can see that with this part, the concepts and theories learned in the classroom make students more capable of highlighting the importance of each course. Additionally, material learned can be applied to benefit the community. So here in this part of the analysis, you're showing the positive points, such as giving benefit to the community. So this is your analysis here. Now, there's no need to have a long and detailed evaluation. It's enough to have one sentence for analysis, one sentence for evaluation to show where you stand and what's your attitude toward the issue. Okay, that's why you should use here an attitude marker. So basically you have the main points in your body, just add two sentences, want to show that the findings are clear, that this is regarding the causes and effects, and another sentence to show that these factors or effects are valuable, well defined, well structured, and here you are giving your evaluation. So this was just an example, a very short literature review to show you what are the elements that should be there, how to write it in a well and structured method.